Hey guys, how are we going? Sorry, just sorting out a couple of things and setting up questions. And what do we got? We got go live here. I think we're almost good to go. Uh, what's TGS? Tauranga Girls School? Hello, Sniper. Welcome back. Oh my God, pop quiz. True. Nah, I've not been to. I've not been down there, man. I didn't actually go there. Hey, so if you're joining us, so we're gonna be doing some level 1 questions. I got this sent through my email, so if you do have any level 1 questions that you want answered, feel free to send it to my email address. That's it'll be in the description of this video, and we can actually go through the questions. This Friday, hopefully my sorry, I got a bit late because my kid is not doing great. He's been sick since last week, Wednesday actually. And so I haven't actually been to school in a couple of days, and I'm not going tomorrow as well, looking after him. So yeah. Anyway, let's get on with this question. So this one was sent to me, and I can't remember where, but we're just gonna get working on it and see how we go it. So if you want to have a go at this question, I think the formula that you need is surface area of a, what do you call it? Of a sphere. Surface area of a sphere. Now this will be given to you in the formula sheet. So surface area of a sphere. So surface area of a sphere equals to 4 pi r squared. So I'll give you folks maybe about, I don't know, how much time should I give you folks? Maybe 3 to 4 minutes, and then we'll go through the answer at 8:09. Well, let's go through the answer at 8:08. Well, this is a level 1 derived grade. I've got no idea. All I know is that I got a couple of people that sent me their questions, so it could be, I don't know. There's a lot of tears in that question paper by the looks of it. Welcome back, Spitty. Tomorrow is level 2 algebra. Up the Chiefs, yeah, send it. Send me the questions for level 2. I'll add it onto my list. Adyayan formula for surface area of cone is, remember, this is not the surface area of a cone. They've actually asked for curved area of a cone. So the curved area of a cone equation is given in the box. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do these questions giving. Oh, just take a photo of it and then send it away. Hi, David. I haven't seen you in a while. All right. So, 8:07. Okay, we got another 40 seconds. Look, if you are in trouble with this question, just we got to do a couple of things, but we'll kind of go through it and then I'll show you what it is. All right. So it's actually not too bad, this question. Nat, I'm I'm currently doing this question. I'm just waiting till 8:08. I'm just giving some people on YouTube to just kind of get through some of the answers, and then I'll go through it with you guys. Yes, Billy, this is level 1. All right, so 8:08, let's go through the answer for this question. So what the question's actually asking us to do here is we've got we've got the curved area of the cone. Now the curved area of the cone is the actual cone part. So we're not actually looking at the circle at the bottom of the cone at all. So the only thing we're looking at it is the curved part of it, and that formula is given as pi r L. Now what we're also asking, what they're saying is that cone has radius blah 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 if the sphere with the radius r has the same surface area of the cone. So we've got the sphere with the radius, same surface area for the sphere is the same as the cone. So show that the radius of the sphere is r is blah blah blah. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the yellow part, same surface area as the cone. If it's same as surface area as the cone, I think this question is kind of worded wrong. I have a feeling. Let me just double check that. Yeah, see, I feel like this question is actually written slightly wrong. They should have actually said just the same surface area as the curved area. Did they mention that anywhere? Oh, that stink, man. All right, so we're going to do just the yellow part then. We're not actually looking at the bottom circle part. So the yellow part should equal to the green part. Now the green part is the sphere, because we've got surface area of cone equals to surface area of sphere. Now the surface area of sphere formula is 4 pi r squared, and the surface area of the cone is surface area is a cone. Yeah, so that area is going to be pi times the radius times the length. Yes, TikTok people, all of these posts, all of these videos will be posted on YouTube as well. So the next thing is, we know that we've got to look at this little diagram here. So what we've got here is, if we take the cone like this, that is the height, which is equal to 12x, the radius, which is equal to 5x, and then we've got this length. So we need to figure out what the L is, and I think once we figure out what the L is, we should be good to go with this question. And the way we're going to do the figure out the L is, we've actually got a right angle triangle here. And because we've got a right angle triangle here, we can actually say L squared is equal to 5x squared plus 12x squared. So when we do this, we're going to get L squared is equal to 25x squared plus 144x squared. And then L squared is equal to 169x squared. L is equal to square root of 169x squared, which is going to give us L is equal to 13x. So we kind of need this part here. So I'm just going to put a couple of line numbers. Don't worry, I will go through. If you have any particular questions, I'll go through the lines. All right, now that I've got L is equal to 13x, I can go back to this equation, and I can write down pi times radius, which equals to 5x, times L, which is equal to 13x, which is equal to 4 pi r squared. Now at this point, what I need to do is I need to rearrange everything so that r is by itself. So I'm going to do r squared is equal to pi times 13 times 5 is 65. So I'm going to get 65x squared divided by 4 pi. Now, and then what's going to happen is my 2 pi's are going to cancel out each other, and I'm left with r squared is equal to 65x squared over 4. Huh. Interesting. What am I missing here? I feel like I'm missing something here. What am I missing here, guys? Yeah. Now, up the Chiefs. I think we're right. I don't think this is gonna work out. I think we do need to have the surface area of the bottom part as well, because otherwise this question is not gonna work out. Because r squared is 65x squared over 4. I don't know how that's gonna equal 45x squared. So let's try this. We're just gonna kind of add the bottom part in it, and let's see what happens. So the bottom part will be pi r squared, right? The bottom circle. So let's just add the bottom circle as well. And I think this is why I like these questions, because these questions are like proof questions. So if you don't get the answer right, then you just got to go back and go, where did I make the mistake? And let's kind of figure it out. So we've got pi r squared here for the bottom circle, plus pi times 65x squared. That still stays the same. Now r is equal to 5x, so that's going to become 5x squared plus pi times 65x squared equals 4 pi r squared. So this is now going to become 25 pi x squared plus 65 pi x squared equals 4 pi r squared. Now that's a lot better. I think this is going to work out a lot better. So we've got 90 pi x squared equals 4 pi r squared, and then r squared is equal to 90 pi x squared divided by 4 pi. That's a lot better. So pi's are going to cancel out each other, and we're going to end up with r squared is equal to 90x squared over 4. R squared is equal to 45x squared over 2, and then r is equal to square root of that. So yeah, I think we do need to add that circle at the bottom. So let me just put a few more line numbers, and then I'll come and answer your questions on chat. Oh, level one. What would you do when you go? Okay, so he said yes, would go. What would you do when you? Okay, so he said yes. Okay, I got no idea. What is it? This is level 1, folks. All right. Because surface areas. Yes, alleles. Mate, what are you doing? Come here. Sit down. You're right. All right. So let's answer those questions. Proof. R squared. Yeah, that didn't work out. What paper is this, Jackson? I don't know. How did I get 65x squared? Allele. I did 13 times 5 to get the 65x squared. Okay, my bad, guys. Everything after line 12. All right. Car, I'm going to get to you. Yeah, salted fish. I think I was right, because I was wondering at the point. I was like, did they purposely do that part? I wasn't sure. And I think when I did the question incorrectly the first time, I realized that they were also needing the bottom part of that cone. They did say surface area of same as the surface area as the cone. That means that should have included the bottom part as well. I would think this is an excellence question. I don't think this is an achieved question. Anand and Theo, you can send it to my email and then I'll happily answer it tomorrow. Setting up this as pi times 5x squared plus 5 times 5x. Alil, I don't think you'd be able to do that because you don't know what it actually equals, so it doesn't actually work like that. Dana, I would say this is probably definitely not an achieved question. I think this is probably excellence question, I would say. Because you're doing like quite a few steps. I think if this was a merit, that would be quite mean. Anaxa, nah, just do the level 2 tutorials on my YouTube channel. You'll be fine. 100%. You don't need trig, but you need Pythagoras to solve that length size. So from okay, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a breakdown of what's happening with line number 12. When you take the cone, all right, now you've got the side of the cone, right? The side of the cone is pi times radius times L. Then you've got the bottom of the cone, which is a circle. That's going to be pi r squared. So what I've done here is this part here, the pi rl, that is this part here. So that's the curved part. Then you've got the bottom part, which is the circle, and then it goes to pi r squared, and then it keeps going like that. So at the end, hopefully that kind of made sense. Then it's just like doing a little bit of algebra. Slowed reverb, not necessarily, because I've never did it because it was such a combination of a lot of things with level 1 maths. That's why I never kind of put together something like that. But look, I think I might have some time to do it maybe tomorrow because I'm at home, kid is sick. Jackson, the very next question that we're going to do is based on a parabola one. Dana, usually for an hour. Actually, some people do call me that too. All right. Any other questions with this one before I jump on to the next parabola question? Let me know, all right? A similar question to practice. All right, let me see. Let's see how good good old ChatGPT is. I might have to draw it out, so just bear with me, all right? We'll do a similar question. You're all right, mate. Yeah, not CRN. I think level 2 algebra is tomorrow. Today the focus is on level 1 maths because I kind of missed last week's tutorial. Sorry, folks. Just give me a second. It's just taking a bit longer than expected. Maybe I should try Gemini. Hold caller, hold. Similar question. I think I crashed ChatGPT. Doesn't want to create me a similar question. It's taught for 20 seconds and it just completely stopped. Kate, if you got E19 on the mark, 100% you should do calc. All right, here's a follow-up question. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's try this one. interesting, but it should work. I'm gonna try and cut and paste this. Give me a second. I'm trying to cut and paste this with a dog and it's not working. There we go. And we're gonna write the volume as well for you guys. Volume of cylinder is pi r squared h. Volume of sphere is, I think it's 4/3 pi r cubed. I can't remember off the top of my head. If I'm wrong, I do apologize. Oh, got a question from Leo. Hang on, what was the question? All right, so let's go. Next question. Ooh, they called it a cylinder instead of a cone. Put the phone on silent. Galila, it's very hard to kind of predict what will be in the exam. It's you just got to be able to kind of navigate through it. Badminton, I just chucked it up on ChatGPT and I copied the picture and pasted it and asked it to create a similar question. And I've got even a more crazier question. Okay, I've got another similar question like that with, I think Gemini's one is even more interesting. I'll put the Gemini one next. Generally is Jackson, but in saying that, we've had years where they've kind of made it the opposite as well, where sometimes the actual exam is easy, harder. All right, folks, I'm going to give you another 1 more minute and then I'll actually go through the answer for this one, all right? So okay. K2, if you can send me a question, then it would help me because I can generate questions based on your question. But it's because I don't know what exactly you're struggling with. All right, now this one here, I don't think I'd be putting this at that I'd be putting this at an excellence. But yeah, let's actually go do this question, all right? So we've got a cylinder that has radius 3x and height of 4x. And it says volume of the cylinder. So volume of cylinder equals volume of the sphere. So volume of cylinder is pi r squared h, which equals to volume of sphere, which is 4/3 pi r cubed. Now what we have is we've actually got this here. The r is equal to 3x. The h is equal to 4x. So we're going to write this as pi times 3x squared times 4x is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. So from here, we just need to rearrange things because we want to show that r is equal to 3x. So we're going to cross multiply this. When we cross multiply this, we're going to get pi. I'm going to expand the brackets first here. So it's going to become 9x squared times 4x equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Then I'm going to cross multiply the 3. So I'm going to end up with 3 times pi times, I might as well do this. So 9 times 4 is 36. And x squared times x is x cubed equals 4 pi r cubed. From here, I've got 4 pi r cubed. I'm just going to rewrite it with the opposite way. I've got 3 times pi times 36x cubed. So r cubed is equal to 3 times pi times 36x cubed divided by 4 pi. Now what happens is the pi's cancel out. 4 and 36 disappear. That's going to give you 9 there. So r cubed is equal to 27x cubed. Now, this is where you've got to take the cube root. So you've got to actually do r is equal to cube root of 27. And then cube root of x cubed. So cube root of 27 is going to be 3. Cube root of x cubed is just going to be x. Now the cube root of 27, you can do it on the calculator. Generally, they tend to give you numbers that kind of, they shouldn't be like crazy numbers or anything like that. But what I will do is I will pause right now and answer if you have any questions with any particular line numbers. What did I miss? Straight line questions. Step up a game. Alil, now I've got a couple of types of questions today. That's all I'm focusing on. We can save that for the next one if you want, man. For the straight line question. Yeah, I do a lot of these lives with the straight line one. I think we did that maybe a couple of sessions ago. So here's a question. Oh, that's just let's expand the brackets and you should be rearranged, my friend. Angela, this is level 1. I think if you look at the bottom corner, you'll see when my lives are, or just go to TikTok or Instagram and you'll see it. I don't think this will be an excellence question. I feel like this will be a merit question because it's just a straightforward substitution. At least I feel that. It could be wrong. We need to cube root the x because the question is actually asking us to show that r is equal to 3x. So because of that, we do need to take cube root of x cubed. Any other questions, people, before we jump on? Do you want another type of this question, or are we happy with this question? And then, well, okay, Dana, if you think about it like this, right? You've got something like this. R cubed is equal to x cubed, right? Basically, what it's saying is r times r times r equals x times x times x. That means r should equal to x. That's pretty much it. In line 5, instead of multiplying by 3, can you times the 4/3 and pi together? No, you wouldn't times the 4/3 and pi. You would actually divide by 4/3 and pi. And then, can you times the... Oh, wait. And then divide the rest of that on both sides. Yes, Alil, you could do that. But what happens is that you will end up with a decimal point for that. Because anytime you multiply it by pi, automatically you end up with a decimal. And then your final answer won't end up being 3x. Zoe, we did start with an excellence question, so we're moving around, just trying different types of questions. All right, I'm assuming we're good with this. I think I got another parabola question that was sent to me today, so I want to try and do that one if it's all right. Unless you want to do another one of this. Yes, mate. Yes. Level 1, Mr. What? Level 1 what? Okay, let's try one more question then. Now we'll do the parabola and then we'll come back again, all right? It's a nice and easy parabola. Easy parabola. Calculate that B, C, D, E. Wow. Okay. How are you supposed to work this? You're missing a... It's A is equal to 1. Huh. That's annoying, this question. I think you guys are finding level 2 easier is because you've got the 15-hour playlist. I'm not going to lie. Hands down, right? You guys just go smash that and then you're done. I was thinking about that Z. I felt like originally it needed another point, but I think it doesn't because the clue that's given in this one is the A value is equal to 1. So you can technically use simultaneous equations to figure out what the B and C is. There's so many ways to do this question. I think it's actually a really good question. Yeah, badminton, that's a starting point, right? Expand it, and I think once you expand it, you can actually work it out. This is actually a really good question, and I can't remember who sent it, but thank you so much for sending it. But I'll tell you what, I'll let you guys kind of, like this, there's a couple of ways of doing this. One is you could write it in vertex form, expand it, and then you should be able to get to the B and C value. The other way you could do it is, yeah, there's so many ways to do this question. I actually think this is a really good question. Simultaneous equations should not be a trigger word, Gayla. You can just, Gallier, you should just be able to chuck it up on your calculator and be done and dusted. No. This question is not hard. Trust me. I'll show you guys how to do this. Couple of ways, and I'll show you guys two different ways of doing this. Yeah, fireworks is not good for pets, because this guy is like super scared at the moment. Hey, you all right? Okay, you can stay with me. You can stay with me. All right, we're gonna get back to work, okay? It's all right. Maxim is back. Maxim, are you the same person that does yet another W post from Infinity Plus One on every one of my posts? Not vertex. Oh man, did I say vertex? I was supposed to say intercept form, but that's fine. I always get confused with that. Okay, let's have a look at how to do this question, all right? And so the first method I'm going to do is, we've actually got -1 here and +2. So it was you, Maxim. Nice to meet you again. So I didn't mean vertex. You're right. You can't actually do vertex, but you have to do intercept method. Intercept form is going to look like this: A times x minus x1, x minus x2. Now, I guess the big clue that they give here is your A value. Oh, mate, you're right. Your A value is actually 1. Stop it. Yeah, I get it. So your A value is actually equal to 1 because it says it right at the beginning. Give me a second, team. Just got to adjust this guy. Okay, go. There you go. All right. Happy. Stay. So if your a value is equal to 1, I think that's the important part. Once you get the a value is equal to 1, then your intercept form is going to be 1 times x minus negative 1, x minus 2. So the equation is going to be x plus 1 times x minus 2. No, the vertex and intercept form is not going to be in, will it be in the resource sheet? Let me just have a quick look. If it's not, I can show you guys where it's hidden in the calculator. 1.4 formula sheet. 1.4, man, not 1.3. Resource booklet. Here we go. Let's have a look. Do you get any information about parabolas? Absolutely not. Yes, Shayna, this stream will be on YouTube. Now, if you are trying to figure out, hey, where can I find the equation for a parabola? Here's where you can find the equation of your parabola stored in your calculator. So just go to conics. If you go to conics, and if you go to this part right here, this is a reminder of your vertex form of your parabola. And if you go one down, that's going to give you your standard form of your parabola. So I don't think you get the vertex one, intercept one, but you definitely get the vertex one and the standard form of writing that. iPad and Wi-Fi breaks. That was so funny, man. Like, I don't even know where it was. Anyway, so we've got the intercept form. Now all we're going to do is we're going to expand the brackets. When we expand the brackets, we're going to get x squared plus 1x minus 2x, x squared minus 2x, 1x, and then minus 2. So we're going to end up with x squared minus x minus 2. So we've actually figured out what our b value is and what our c value is, because b is equal to minus 1, c equals to minus 2. Now we need to figure out what the vertex form is. Now to figure out what the vertex form is, remember, parabolas have a line of symmetry. If they have a line of symmetry halfway between 2 and negative 1, and I'm going to show you how to find it. So we're going to go 2 plus negative 1, and we're going to divide it by 2. That's going to give us 0.5. So this point here is 0.5. What we're going to do is we're going to substitute 0.5 and find what the y value is. So here I'm just going to put in, we've got x plus 1, right? X plus 1 times x minus 2. So we've got 0.5 plus 1, 0.5 minus 2. That's going to give me 1.5 times negative 1.5. And I think 1.5 times negative 1.5, that's going to be negative 2.25. So this point right here is going to be 0.5 and negative 2.25. So from that, I can write it as y is equal to x plus, not plus, minus 0.5 squared minus 2.25. That means d equals to negative 0.5 and e equals to negative 2.25. So as usual, I'm going to put up a bunch of line numbers and let me know where you had problems. No worries, Lils, you're welcome. Nat, you got to tell me which line number you had challenges with, and I can kind of help you with that. What you mean, maths class? Yep. Level 2 calc, I think it's next week, Alex. Can I get E in 2 weeks study? Yeah, you can do anything if you put your mind to it, man. So random clips, good luck. Oh, that's exactly what Xpring said. Amazing. No, did not go to. How did you find the A value? Car. Anytime, if you look at the A value is whatever the value in front of x squared is. In this case, if you look in front of the x squared, there's no numbers. That means it's got a 1. So that's how I know that that was going to be 1. What did I do in line 9? Line 9, I just multiplied. Well, I substituted it because remember, I know that 0.5 is in the middle of those two intercepts. So what I did was I took 0.5 and I put it in here and here. That's what ended up happening there. So I substituted 0.5 as x and then worked it out. So Dana, you always do the opposite of it for vertex form. So you always put minus and then the value. So if you look at somewhere here, so notice how I put minus first. You put minus and then the -1. You put minus and then the +2. So when you have 0.5, you would actually write it as x minus 0.5. Line 4 to 5, I did this. I went x times x is x squared, x times -2 is -2x. So I did the FOIL method for line 4 to line 5. So we found D because we wrote it in vertex form here. And when we write it in vertex form, this is D and this is the E value. Would it be excellence? Ooh, I don't know. I probably would put it more as a merit. Kate, if you actually watch any of my previous videos, you know for I kind of talk about it. For parabola, there's 3 different ways of writing those equations. And pretty much that's how I knew that that was one of the formulas that I needed to use. Tom, I don't think I do that, man, because the questions sometimes are just crazy there. Yeah, Galila, I mean, Kate, Galila is right. I mean, there's multiple ways of writing that particular formula. Different people have write it in different format. Is it allowed to complete the square to get the vertex form? Z, you're more than, 100% you're allowed to use completing the square to do that. In fact, if you found that easier, go for it. Alex, all of the stuff I do on TikTok gets posted on YouTube. All right, so I was excellence in your marks. Well, there you go, Kate. That's an excellence then. How did I get the C value? I got the C value from here. So remember, I actually wrote this x squared minus x minus 2. So then I can see that B is equal to -1, C is equal to -2. All right, dude, you are annoying me. Get, go. Hold. Okay, go. Come on. What else? Where did we miss? I'll just expand. K2, I can't really say whether these types of questions would be in the exam. I mean, we just try different types of questions just to kind of get practiced. FOIL is something you're going to 100% need for the next 3 years, Jackson, if you're going to be doing any sort of maths. You're welcome, Marissa. Not a problem. If you find the value of B and C, where are you at B and C? Every time to find the value of D, divide B by C. I'm not sure I've done fully understanding what you're trying to say there, yeah. Foil. Hey, look, I think I've got one more question that I needed to answer. Can I just check my mail? And we'll actually go through that last question. I feel like it's going to be a long question. Oh, man, that is a long question. Whew. That's a horrible question. I think I'm going to need like at least 15 minutes to try and explain it. Maybe not. But what are they saying here? 40 centimeters, 80 centimeters. Oh, yeah. Do we want to do one more area question? I don't know what paper this is from. People send these questions to me. You're welcome, Endless. All right, let's try this question then. Let's put us through the misery of this question. I'm sorry if the quality of the question is awful because I'm taking screenshot of a screenshot. Oh, maybe it's not too bad. Calculate the volume of the container. Oh, no, I think it's all right, actually. All right, let's have a look at this question. Okay. All right. Well, looks like we're going to try and do this question. The question is, how do we do this question? K2, you can send it. You can send it to Subhash. I think my email address should be in the description. Is this all the information that's given? Man, calculate the volume of the container. 40, 80. So it's like a little trapezium that's been created. That's 20. Nah, I wanna struggle like you guys because I got no idea how to do this question yet. I say yet. First, I gotta figure out how to do it, and then I gotta try and figure out how to explain it. I feel like we've got to do a single piece of metal. Okay, I get it. They're gonna create like a trapezium shape. But my question is, how do we figure out? What am I missing here? Okay, let's just see. That's maybe because I'm looking at this person's question and not trying to do it. Okay, I think I got it. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to redraw this diagram first because we're not going to use this person's diagram as it might get a little bit confusing. So, we've got like this little, yeah, there's my shape. All right. So what we know is that this part here is 40 and this part here is 80. If that's the case, symmetrically, oh, hang on, I just stuffed up that diagram. Just saw that. The diagram looks more like this, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. where this is going to be chopped off and and 80 is not actually from there. 80 is from there to there. What's the other one? 1.8 meters tall. 80 centimeters, so that's going to be 180 and 120. Have I done this so far so good? Marissa, no, it's usually just people just send me questions and I just kind of work through that. Yeah, the hypotenuse is equal to 40 because if you look at it, if this distance is 120 and we've taken 40 from there, so this is going to be 40, remaining is 80, so this has got to be 40 and this has got to be 40. Now, the way this piece joins together, I kind of need to figure out what the height of the trapezium is because I know that this is going to be 80. If this part from here to here is 80, then this one here is going to be 20 and 20. Let me know if that's all good for that one. So all I need next is I need to figure out, first, I need to figure out what the height of this shape is going to be. I need to figure that out. But I know that the hypotenuse, yeah, you're right, that little, because like when you look at the shape, right? So you know how the shape looks like this? Oh, that's a terrible diagram. Why do they do it? They do it upside down. Like I think these two parts here, they're going to be equal. I'm going to color it in a different color so you can kind of see it. So this black line here and this black line here, they both have to be the same because they're going to join up that part there. So that's actually going to be 40 right there. So because that's 40, what I'm going to do is I am going to take this part, I'm going to blow it up so you can see it a little bit better. So you are having something like this, where this is 20, this is 40, this is 40, and I want to figure out what the red line is. Now, because I've already got 40 at the top there, because 40 is the distance from here to here, because I've already taken 20 here, 20 is from here to here, this part has to be 20 as well. So what I've got here is a right angle triangle, and that red line I'm looking at, if I want to figure out the red line, I'm going to call it something like B for now. Then I can say 20 squared plus B squared is equal to 40 squared. So B squared is equal to 40 squared minus 20 squared. B squared is equal to whatever that is. So I got 40 squared minus 20 squared. That's equal to 1,200. So B is equal to square root of 1,200. Give me an answer. 34.64. So if that red part is 34.64, the red part here is also going to be 34.64. Now I need to work out, let me just see what color I can use here. Let's use the blue one. So remember, this blue part is equal to 180. And then I need to figure out what this red line, red highlighted line is, because that's going to be base of that shape that we have. So to figure that one out, I'm going to go 180 minus 34.64 from the top, minus 34.64 from the bottom, because remember this is 34.64 as well. So I'm going to go 180, take away 2 times the answer. That gives me 110. I really should have written like proper letters or numbers, but that's fine. 110.72. So if I was to go back to my shape, which is this shape here, I need to find the area of the trapezium. So I'm going to find the area of the trapezium, and I'm going to multiply it with the length. But the length is the red highlighted part. So volume of this is going to be the area of trapezium multiplied by, I don't know what I call it, depth or something like that, whatever that is. That's the red part there. So for area of a trapezium, I've got A plus B over 2 times H times the depth, which is 110.72. So my A plus B, that's going to be 80 plus a 40 over 2 multiplied by 34.64 multiplied by 110.72. So I'm going to get 110.72 times 34.64 times 120 divided by 2, that's equal to 60. And I end up with 230,116 centimeter cube. I think that's what the answer, yeah, that's what it's asking for. All right, guys, that's a lot of steps I've done there. What I will do is I'll need to put a whole bunch of lines here. And I know that's not the line. You might ask like different questions. Sorry, I kind of like just skipped through that, but I'll try and answer as many questions as I can. Where is the chat? Where's Solomon, you're given the formulas for this. Okay, let me show you this. VMware Authority Declaration. What the hell, man? Where is this? Adobe. Formula sheet. Oh, here we go. So you are given these sets of formulas in the exam. And the one you're going to be using for is like the area of cross section. So we just found area of the trapezium and we multiplied it by the length. So that's pretty much what I did there. Now, look, all of these area questions and volume questions, they're not confusing. They're usually just missing like one little thing. And I think when you find that, like, do a little bit of trig and then it just kind of starts working, right? But feel free to ask questions. I'm happy to help you out. No worries, Avana. You're welcome. At the start, how did you find the hypotenuse is 40? Okay. The reason I found the hypotenuse is 40 because if you look at the shape, this is the shape that was getting created, right? Sorry, I'm going to draw like a really weird kind of version of it. That's going to look something like that. But what I need you to understand is that when this trapezium gets opened up, the part that I'm going to highlight in orange, these two parts here, this is one side of the trapezium and this is the side of the rectangle. And then because they fold and kind of match up together, that's how I knew that those two lines were going to equal 40. That's how I knew the hypotenuse was going to be 40 allele. What does that 1.2 and stuff mean? 1.2, where's 1.2? I'm missing it. You gotta get me the line number there, please. 1.2 stuff. TOTS, you gotta let me know where it is because I don't know where you're talking about. Just emailed you the answer for the question. Felicia, am I right with the answer? Because I don't know. I haven't checked your answer yet. Oh yeah, we're right. We are definitely right, except our answer is in centimeter cube, and I think their answer was in meter cube. So that's absolutely fine, Felicia. I don't think they ask to leave the answer in meter cube, do they? I don't remember seeing that in the question. Nah, they just ask for volume of the container. So you can actually leave it in a centimeter cube. You'll be fine, Felicia. Yeah, Car, I think that's the whole point of these types of questions, right? They try and make you think just a little bit extra. This was an excellent question, I believe, because I just got a quick look at the answer schedule. Nah, I think you can leave it in centimeter cube. Ivana, definitely last question. Sorry, I've got to create some chaos and I've got to make a video to piss off a few people. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. Safal, can you actually email me those questions, man? Because I'm done for the night tonight, and I'll keep that in mind for the next session, please. Thank you. Can you? Thanks for this. I can do a flip. Flip of what? Do realize I'm old. I can't do these things anymore. Esme, this is from level 1 maths reasoning. Hey, look, next week I think I'm gonna do tutorial slightly different because I think the level 2s have their exam first, and I think level 1's got last. So you guys will have like 3 full days more to it. But I'll just need to figure out what's the best way to balance everything out, so people are not getting upset if they're not getting their time. Alil, yeah. So if you look at it, like the corner pieces when they get cut out, right? So let me see what I can do. The pink part. This is the pink part right here. That's the trapezium face. And then that ends up being here. No worries, Aditya. You're welcome. The word that I kind of cringe every time I look at it is distribution subby. No, I don't have any resources for that. I mean, I do know how to do it. It's just I just haven't had time to just get it done. In line 7, how did I know how to get that? Because in line 7, remember this entire line here is actually worth 180. This little part here is worth 34.64, and then this little part is 34.64. So what I then did was 180, which is this whole thing, minus 34.64, which is this, and another 34.64, which is that. That's how I got 110.72. All right, Jackson. So if you are looking for parabolas, I'm just trying to have a quick look here. When did I do this last? 25th maybe? No. Okay, the tutorial, Jackson, is 9th of September. So that basically means, where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? Give me a second. Let me just find it. Add sources, desktop capture, YouTube. Where are you, mate? Hang on, mate. 1 second. Just need to find where it is. Okay, so Jackson, this is for you that you asked me, where is the level 1 streams? Right there if you go to the level 1 full playlist, the one I did was on 9th of September. So if you go to that one, that should give you everything you need for just parabolas. So hopefully that helps you, Jackson. And these are some old tutorials from like last year. I did a whole bunch. Yeah, just go through and have a look at them. There's a wide variety there. All right. Create a camp. No worries, Jackson. You're welcome. All right, team. Look, I think that's pretty much me done for today. What was I gonna say? Friday, if my kid is well, then we will be doing the Halloween t-shirt giveaway, and hopefully I can post it to you by this weekend. But yeah, so that's going to be happening on Friday. Stay tuned, and I think I did post the link up on somewhere. I just can't remember where. Where did I post it? I think I posted it on the post section on YouTube channel, so you can always find it, and yeah, be there to win. No worries, Felicia, you're welcome. And Patrick, you're welcome too. All right, YouTube, as always, thank you for watching, and have a good one. I'll catch you later. Adyayan, hang on, let me just chuck the thing on YouTube. I've always got to go find it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I put it like a while ago, and let me just grab the QR, not QR code. What is that thing? Survey to do. Balance. Anticipation. Here we go. Angus, yep, I've got that on my. I think it was Trig in 3D that I wanted to do, but yeah, we could do that. Adyayan, the Google form has been pinned on YouTube chat. Make sure you guys actually stay in the pop up in the live stream. Don't just put your name and just don't show up. You don't show up, you don't win it. Simple as that. Random clips. I think I said that to you before. Yes, you can, because I mean you've got like almost 2 weeks left. It's plenty of time, man. And I think if you got achieved, you only got a few questions to get through for merit. And I think if you can get a couple of practice a couple of questions, I don't see why it's not a possibility. So aim high, you can do it. I'm trying to think. Bunil, I think I sent your t-shirt away. I can't remember now. I think you did send me your address. So have you got your t-shirt yet, Bunil? No worries, Slode. You're welcome. Oh, I got some level 1 questions for next stream. Indy, if you want to watch for level 1 maths, my playlist has, I've got like on YouTube, I've got a mathematical level 1 maths playlist for just tutorials from last year. That's actually worth watching for level 1. I probably will random more closer, because I think next one is algebra, and then we do calculus, and then we do probability, and then we just keep going through that cycle. Yeah, that's me. All right. Thank you so much, team. YouTube, as always, thank you for watching. See you later. Have a good one. My God, there's so many chat windows here.